Hi, Mr. Postma. It's Kathy Bryn here. Sorry I couldn't make it tonight, but I am honored to be making this video for you. You definitely are the best teacher, my favorite teacher of all teachers ever encountered. And over the years, I'm sure you wanted to kick my you-know-what a few times, but thanks for hanging in there. You definitely, by far, were the biggest influence during my high school years and gave me the confidence I needed to succeed and never give up. And I truly am thankful for that. Congratulations on the retirement, old man. And definitely the new person has some big shoes to fill. Thank you.
Tribute by Andrew Metzger. Mr. Postma has had a major impact on my life. He was a great teacher and mentor in my life. Without him, I wouldn't be who I am today. I won't forget all the life lessons and talks I've had with him over the years. Andrew Metzger.
Hi, Natalie Schulte Schneiderman, class of 1993. Sharon sent this letter asking us to share some memories for Mr. Postma. She mentioned that you didn't teach a lot out of textbooks. However, I do recall those textbooks being dusted off whenever Principal Gerhardt came in to observe our classroom. But you did share a lot of life lessons with us. You have a way of finding a place for all kids in FFA, in VOAG. You helped to transform a shy girl like me into the first female president of the Central Line FFA chapter. One of my favorite messages you shared was that leadership isn't taught, it's caught. Thank you, Mr. Postma, and I wish you well.
This is a tribute by Caleb Montag. If you had Mr. Postma as a teacher or coach, and all you ever learned was the class materials or the game of football, you obviously weren't paying attention. Mr. Postma has taught me that you will never regret trying too hard, and that the definition of potential is the capability of being, but not yet being. I have caught myself telling people who have never met Mr. Postma about how much I learned from him, such as how to get through challenges of life. I have given speeches about the incredible impact that teachers and coaches can have in a person's life, referencing Mr. Postma, only to have people tell me that they truly wished they had teachers that were as great of a positive influence and life coach as the person I described. Mr. Postma always said, "Don't argue with me, because I am right 99.99% of the time." The older I get, the more I start to realize he was right a lot more than I thought.
My name is Tyler Holford. In high school, Dwayne pushed me to go out for wrestling and go to college. They both turned out to be pretty important things in my life. Also, I appreciated all the life lessons and BS sessions. Good luck in retirement, Dwayne.
Tribute by Danielle Stephen. Mr. Postma, it's hard to sum up my feelings towards your retirement because thinking about Central Line without you seems strange. But the best way I know how to say it is this. I feel extremely lucky to have gotten to know you over the last 12 years, not only as my teacher, but also as my good friend. I can only help but feel sorry for the students that will miss out on all your classes, life advice, and most importantly, word problem solving skills in the coming years. Congratulations, Mr. Postma. Enjoy retirement. Danielle Stevens.
Good evening. This is Nick Crone, former FFA president at Central Line High School in about 2001. Just sending a tribute and a shout out to Mr. Postma. Congratulations on your retirement. I have so many memories. It's hard to put it into 10 to 20 seconds, but I just remember all the hours we spent together when I was doing things as an FFA president, and all the hours you put in to me to help me with that and to be the best president I could be. I really appreciated that. A ton of time that I really appreciated with you was when I became a hogger, and I remember going down to the hogger meeting at Pizza Ranch with my notebook and paper and pencil, and and it was a meeting to go down and eat. I was going to try to take in some notes. I thought maybe I needed to do that to be successful, but no, I enjoyed those times very much. And on one FFA retreat, we were very close. Me and a couple of other guys were very close to getting Mr. Postma to take a picture in his underwear with us. Unfortunately, we do not have that picture. He refused to do so, but that would have been really funny to insert right now. But I'll just let you picture that. But anyway, congrats again, Mr. Postma. I appreciate everything you've done for me and for the FFA at Central Line High School.
This is a tribute by Gary Popkes. 32 years ago, I met Mr. Postma. I was an incoming freshman, and Mr. Postma was going to be teaching at his first year at Central Line. From the first time I met him, he was always willing to help. Mr. Postma opened the weight room during the summer before school began. If I recall correctly, he was not a morning person, and many times whenever we would ask. Looking back, Mr. Postma was a great influence on helping me. yet a full scholarship to play football in college. Regarding FFA class and Ag class, Mr. Postma made learning an enjoyable experience, although I still have trouble remembering all of the different cuts of meat when I am standing at the meat counter. I would sincerely like to thank Mr. Postma for the positive influence he has provided to me personally and to all the others he has served over his teaching and coaching career. Best of luck and enjoyment in retirement, Gary Popkes, class of 1988.
Hello, my name is Graham Metzger, and Mr. Postma taught us a lot throughout the years, besides just agriculture. He gave us a lot of important life lessons, and a few of my favorites include how to stay out of debt and also not to gamble. So, myself along with my classmates would like to thank you for everything you've done for us.
This is a tribute by Jody Iwan Gross. Congrats, Mr. Postma. I had the honor of being one of the 3 females that joined the Central Lyon FFA chapter in 1986. With much persuasion, Mr. Postma talked myself, Julie Anderson, and Nancy Anderson to become the first ladies to join the chapter. Not only was he a great advisor, but just a super guy. Thank you for teaching us lifelong lessons. Congratulations on your retirement. Happy retirement. Jody Iwan Gross.
Mr. Postma, as a former FFA president and graduate of Central Lyon, it was an honor to have you in the classroom as a teacher. Not only did you influence my life as a teacher, but also as a coach and as an FFA advisor. I can't thank you enough for the ways you have impacted my life. Your legacy will live on through the agricultural community of Central Lyon. Thanks from the bottom of my heart, and I'm sure that goes for all the students that you've had over the years.
Tribute by Nate Knobloch. The short saying I recall Mr. Postma saying to me many times is, always take the high road, and don't worry, the good guys will come out on top. I remember him teaching me these life lessons and still remind myself of these sayings to this day. This has definitely had a positive impact on my life and career. Congratulations, Mr. Postma. Nate Knobloch.
Hello, Mr. Postma. I'm Monty Klickberg here from California. Sorry I can't make it in person, but I wanted to send you this video clip to recognize you for all your years of service as a teacher and a coach to me and to all the youth that you've had over the years. It was an honor and very meaningful to me to serve in FFA all 4 years, especially as president for 2 years during my time at Central Lyon. You were my favorite teacher and coach in high school, and more than just that, you were a mentor, advisor, and counselor to me during those years and beyond. I know when I came into the role, my comment to you was, the records are disorganized, your office is a mess, and you agreed, even though it was coming from a 16-year-old kid. You encouraged me to pursue my interests back then in computers, and even took me to Des Moines to compete in the software and Ag State FFA competition, and that was over 25 years ago. You let me computerize all the stacks of paper documents the chapter had back then and apply to earn the state FFA degree. I look back on how the experience benefited me and the influence you had on me, even in choosing college and playing football at South Dakota State. The experience I had running meetings and presenting served me well as I later served as president in other organizations and also in my professional career as an engineering manager. I guess that you're finally retiring, you're now old enough and have the time to go farm, given the average age of farmers in Iowa is nearly 60. Give me another 15, 20 years and I may be old enough to go farm as well. My best regards and wishes.
Who would have thought over 30 years ago that you would have been retiring? I would have never guessed it. Congratulations, Dwayne. The influence you had on me over the last years, I don't know where I'd be had you not become my ag teacher 30 some years ago. I have you to thank for a lot of things. Some good, not so good, others not so good. One of the things probably not so good is the fact that my desk in my classroom looks a lot like yours does to this day. But I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be teaching today if it hadn't been for you. I wouldn't be coaching football, so wanted to thank you for everything that you have done for me over the years, being my biggest fan, all the advice that you've given me through the years. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you.
I am so thankful to have Dwayne in my life as a teacher and as a mentor. He helped mold my character and made me the person who I am today. There isn't a day that goes by where I don't use the leadership skills and initiative skills he taught me. I will be using the advice he gave me to help raise our growing family. I wish him the best in the future, and I know we'll always be in touch.
My name's Adam Boone, class of 1996. And my favorite Mr. Postma memory is when he took me down to Cedar Falls for the AAU state wrestling championships in middle school. I actually won that tournament. That was probably one of the biggest tournaments I've ever won as far as size. It's the first overnight tournament we ever had. And I remember winning the championship match, going over to Mr. Postma. He gives me a big smile and holds out that customary handshake. I bypassed that and gave him the biggest hug in the world. So Mr. Postma, thank you for bringing me to that tournament and coached me through that tournament and winning that championship title. The other piece I wanted to talk through was the incident in high school when Mr. Postma came home and found a bunch of pumpkins inside his house. There were pumpkins on his couch, arranged like a person was sleeping there with blankets over it. There were pumpkins in his bed, same situation, looked like somebody was sleeping there. I think there was probably 70 plus pumpkins inside his house over the Halloween weekend. And I came to school that Monday, and he took me in his office and told me this whole story that all these pumpkins were in his house. And did I know, or had I heard anything as far as who had done it? And of course I said I didn't know anything about it. And so it's been almost 20 years, and I don't think he can give me detention anymore. So I at this point I would say I may have had some involvement with that situation. And the pumpkin that was placed in his oven on a cookie sheet that he did not discover until 8 weeks later because his house stunk so bad, that may have been me. So congratulations on the retirement, wishing you all the best, and thank you for all the memories.
Hi, Mr. Postma. We'd first like to congratulate you on 32 years of teaching. Back when I first signed up for my high school classes, I took VOAG only because my two older sisters had taken it, and because as a farm kid, therefore I thought it was expected of me. But had I known then the experiences, the memories, the life lessons, and most importantly our friendship that I'd take away from it, it would have been a no-brainer.
I think I'd just like to mention that throughout my junior high and high school time with you, you'd always say you can't regret anything if you've given 100%. And with Central Lyon FFA, you've definitely given 100% of yourself, of your time, of your energy, and we are truly, truly thankful for the time you've put in these past 32 years, and I don't know how Central Lyon FFA or Central Lyon will ever fill your shoes. So we thank you and have a good retirement, and don't annoy Sharon too much.
Hi, Craig Metzger, 1990. Mr. P, just want to wish you congratulations and best of luck to you and to Sharon during your retirement. I have a lot of fond memories of Central Lyon FFA and VOAG and some of the life lessons that you have taught us over the years. I know we weren't always into the textbook knee deep, but it sure was fun to come to class every day. Enjoyed going to the judging contests, and the senior trip down to Branson, Missouri was a lot of fun. So I just want to thank you for everything and wish you the best of luck in the future.
My name is Amanda Eben. I'm from Rock Rapids, Iowa, and I work for a company called Pipestone Veterinary Services. I believe that I wouldn't be where I am professionally today without the encouragement and support from Mr. Postma. Though he taught me a lot of lessons in the classroom and in the FFA setting, probably the number one lesson that he taught me was to turn life's lemons into lemonade. And that happened when I didn't get a position that I had initially applied for, and he encouraged me to apply for a position at a swine sow farm, which I did, and it was absolutely the beginning to my career within the swine industry. Mr. Postma, I cannot thank you enough for your support, for always being in my corner, for your encouragement, and for igniting that passion for the swine industry that I have, and helping me follow my dreams. I'd like to wish you the very best of luck as you start this new chapter in your life after retirement.
Mr. Postma, Rick Meyer here from Monticello, Iowa. I only found it fitting to videotape my video in front of Mintex, citrus fundraising. Most of you know Mintex because, well, it's our largest fundraiser and they supply our fruit. I also am holding pieces of fruit and my plaque from 2002 to 2003. Good times. Most of the advice you gave us growing up probably isn't appropriate for an audience of this size. However, one piece of advice has stuck with me forever. We were complaining about something and you just stood up and said, "Class, pick your battles." That's gotten me very far in life and in business. Basically, don't sweat the small stuff. You can't forget the Iowa Beach vacation, the fruits of our labor, literally, for selling FFA fruit our senior year. And I would say my favorite memory, obviously, was just all the life lessons you have taught us, more than I can say in this video. Sharon, piece of advice, though. If Dwayne says that it's somebody's birthday, it probably means he wants donuts. Good luck in your retirement, Coach, and thanks for all the good memories.
Brad Lupkus, and the clearest memory that I have of Mr. Postma was him telling me early in my high school career that he was going to be hard on me and he was going to push me. And if the day ever came when he was no longer being hard on me, then that was the day that he didn't care anymore. And though I definitely gave him some opportunities when he could have stopped caring, he never did. He was always there to push me to work harder or to be better than I thought I could. And he was there to praise me when I needed it too, whether that was in the classroom or on the football field or just in life in general. And so I just want to say thank you. You've had a huge influence on my life, whether you know it or not. I hope you have a great retirement. You've certainly earned it. Hope you'll enjoy every day of retirement, except for those 2 days every fall when the Vikings play the Packers. Thanks again.
Curtis Eben, class of 2000. Well, here it is, buddy. 31 years ago, you picked me up in a two-door blue car. I got in the car and I probably looked like I was about 12 years old. I was actually 5 at the time, but if you know Dwayne, there's 6 months, maybe a year to maybe 2 years of mail on the front seat. So I remember sitting down, put my seatbelt on, and away we went. I don't remember if I won or lost a tournament that day, but I do remember our trip up and our trip back and the laughs that we had. You know, moving on, I was fortunate enough to have you as an FA advisor, a teacher, and a coach in high school. You're the one teacher that I could go to about anything. You would listen. You told me things that I probably didn't want to hear at the time, but I truly appreciate those lessons that you taught me. And you know, as a young adult at that time, I needed many of those lessons. And you were a guy that you know, would always hold me accountable and push me to be a better person. So thank you for that. I was lucky enough to come back and teach with you, and our friendship continued to grow. You know, stories that I remember, called me one night because you couldn't find your keys. Next morning, Steve Bresky found them. They were still in the door that you unlocked the door with that morning. They're still in there, so Steve grabbed them for you. So if you ever wonder, if you ever want to get to school, you can just go there about any night and Dewey's keys will be stuck in the door back there. Or if you had his class for homecoming supper, you always got a little extra chili after that, and that summer cleaning, there'd still be a little bit of chili left in the roasters back then. So you know, those are some good stories and some good laughs. But in all seriousness, you've been my rock, you've been my pillar, you're one of my best friends. You're one of the guys that truly care about every student that comes to this building, and the videos show that tonight. You deserve retirement more than about anybody I know. The fact of you poured your heart and soul into this place, and many people know that, and many people appreciate it. For myself, I truly appreciate it. I'm going to miss our time, but I'll probably see you as much, if not more, in retirement. So thank you for everything you've done.